Chief Inspector Kim Namjoon let out a secret sigh when he found her entering his office once again, as if she owns the place. Although he was aware of her intentions, yet he found it difficult to stand against her, as he knew she would have things her own way, no matter what. She stood in front of him confidently and gave him a professional salute. Nodded his head in the response to the salutation and gestured her to take a seat. You didn't went home? I have some unfinished work here. Sat on the chair. She maintained dangerously intimidating eye contact with him while removing her peaked cap and placed it on the table. He gulped, knowing damn well that she came prepared. You came at the right time. I've just received the news that you're getting recognition for capturing Kim Taehyung, and there is a chance of your promotion as well. Congrats, we have to shift Kim Taehyung to the medical facility. He's suffering from some serious injuries, unfazed by the news. We have procedures to follow, trying to dismiss the matter. We can't just stand by and watch him suffer. He stays right where he is until we get what we need from him, sternly told her. We won't benefit from whatever information he provides. We have already lost our chances to stop. Hearted and sighs heavily. I don't think we need to recall our failures again and again. A sense of tension and awkwardness hung heavy in the air as they engaged in a heated argument. He's a criminal, not a guest at a five-star hotel, still adamant on his decision. This criminal is in our custody and is entitled to medical assistance under human rights law, regardless of his crime. Namjoon went silent as she made her point clear from legal point of view. He got astonished by her confidence and bravery and found himself giving her a nod of approval, making her stand after wearing her cap again. She once again gave him a salute and exited the office after claiming her victory. Inside the police department, on-site medical facilities. Thanks, POV. I was lying on a comfortable bed, wrapped in bandages, receiving princess treatment. I tried to get some sleep but couldn't since I was missing her so intensely and was in dire need to see her. I was about to get up when the door creaked open and she walked in with a nurse. Nurse placed food on the table and left the room. I looked at the food and made a disgusted face. I won't eat this molded, spoiled cardboard flavor food. Want me to order a takeout for you? Please, woman, calm down. Don't need to be this much sarcastic. I'm not taunting you. I'm serious. I know this food is not up to the standards. I can buy something delicious for you if you want. Are you sure you're not in love with me? Like seriously, look at you. Not being yourself at all. Shook his head in disappointment. Shut up and be grateful. Made him shut his mouth instantly by a single glare. What had happened to her? Did she bash her head against the wall and lost her memory? Or is she having a fever? Why is she acting so strange? I didn't realize that I was giving her weird looks. She walked over to my bed, stood by my side and placed her hand on my cheek to check my temperature. What's the matter? Are you not feeling well? Asked because he was gawking at her weirdly, making her concerned about his health more. I'll eat this food. He stuttered for the first time in his life due to nervousness. I was about to grab the dish when she held my wrist, took the dish from my hand and tasted the soup. My eyes widened in disbelief and I started to cough like a dying goose. Wine didn't pay attention to me and placed the spoon back in the bowl after giving a little nod of approval. You are this much hungry? Try to diffuse his nervousness by teasing her. No, I was just checking to see if they have spiked your food or not. As you are a high profile mafia, they are waiting for a chance to get you. I love you too. Told her with straight expressions. Eat. It's getting cold. Ignored him. First you made me love you and now you are refusing to love me back? What kind of human you are? Dramatically blurted out with fake hurt expressions. She ignored me once again, lifted a spoonful of soup and extended it towards my lip. You are tarnishing my reputation as a mafia. She quietly took her hand back without feeding me, making my panic more down. Hey, don't, please don't. I wasn't complaining, feed me. Gave her puppy eyes at the end. She fed me once and placed the spoon back in the bowl. I kept staring at her face and watched her cheeks growing red gradually. Help yourself. She felt her heartbeat raising and hands shivering due to shyness, so she turned around and was about to walk out while trying to hide her blush. However, he stopped her by saying, "And one more thing." She turned around and stared at me while poking her cheek, waiting for me to continue the bullshit. No doubt the maroon color suits you the best, but who sleeps in full PJs while staying alone? As a handsome person, I personally like to sleep without my shirt for aesthetics. You should try it too. It's hot and comfortable. Winked at her. Her mouth dropped open in utter shock, and after processing my words for a few seconds, she shook her head in disbelief. You was stalking me again? How? Eyes about to pop out of sockets. I'm a mafia king after all, and I stand by my title. Shrugged his shoulders and smirked, huffed out a sigh, looking extremely glamorous to him. You are unbelievable. She swiftly turned around and walked out with the speed of light. He stared blankly at the door from where she had just left and spoke to himself. It feels like I'm at my in-laws' place, where everything sucks, except my love. Laughed at his own statement. Two days later, Vine's POV. I warmly welcomed the male who had just entered my office. He sat in front of me and extended a file by sliding it across the glass table. I was about to grab it, but he placed his veiny hand above it, stopping me from taking it. I raised my eyes to look at him and lifted my brow in questioning manner. Tell me, why are you this much interested in this case? Little backstory. Min Yoongi, Vine's cousin and a well-known criminal defense attorney who has specialized in investigating and overturning unjustified sentences in old cases. So Vine asked him to look into Taehyung's father case, former Chief Inspector late Kim Kwang-sung. She did it the very next day after returning to her duty. Back to the story. Kim Kwang-sung was our senior and Kim Taehyung's father, your potential father-in-law if you stop behaving abnormally for once. He spoke in their family's trademark cold monotone, making Vian roll her eyes. I'll give it a thought. First, you need to prove my potential father-in-law innocent, which I know he was, confident. This file contains all the proofs and a date from the court for our hearing. Consider this task done. Took the file and stood up. And don't forget to invite me on your wedding. Patted her head once and left her office. Hosuk entered the office right after Yoongi left, and his expressions indicated that he had clearly heard everything. What are you up to now? You'll know soon. One week later, late at evening. I was on a round on the prison side of the department to check the security system. I directed other policemen to inspect other areas before proceeding to Taehyung's private cell. Yes, he is still here and has refused to leave, despite being powerful enough to do so in a snap of the fingers. I was walking through the corridor when I heard someone talking. I hid behind the wall, took my out and peeked in the direction of sound. The scene before me made my eyes widen as I saw Jungkook and Taehyung standing behind a pillar in a blind spot, which was entirely hidden from the camera surveillance. I slowly moved toward the pillar and their voice became clearer. Young, I have tracked down all of their hidden places of storage for export and channels for transportation. We are just waiting for a command to attack. And this time, as you have successfully diverted the attention of police by being here, you won't be able to spoil our mission. We are good to go then. This might be a blind spot, yet the camera captured you walking behind the pillar. Coldly spoke. Jungkook turned his head and looked at her in dread, but this time she was not giving him the suspicious glares she usually does. There was calmness in her aura which scared them more. Vine tossed the keys at him, which he caught instantly. Keys of the security room, delete the footage. Saying this, she exited the area without any word, leaving both males speechless. Next day, news of Kim Taehyung being proved innocent stormed around the whole South Korea like a wildfire. The Supreme Court judge announced record clearance, public awareness, and advocacy, along with state compensation for Kim Taehyung's family members. Who is Kim Taehyung? At night. Vine was still sitting in her office, contemplating something. She took a deep breath, removed her cap from her head, and placed it on the table, along with a police revolver and a resignation letter. She slowly moved out of the office and walked to the prison side. She stood in front of Taehyung's cell and watched him fast asleep in his narrow bed. Taking the keys out of her pocket, she opened the lock of his cell. After completely opening the door, she dropped the keys on the floor and walked out of the building. As soon as she left from there, Taehyung opened his eyes since he was just pretending to sleep. He sat up and looked at the keys while frowning. He walked to the door and took the keys. Sensing something off, he thought for a while, but then it clicked. She's leaving. His eyes widened and he bolted out of the building. He frantically searched around the parking lot of the police station as if he has gone insane, till his desperate gaze landed on her, and his breath stopped for a moment. She was about to sit on her heavy bike. He ran up to her and stood by her side, panting slightly. Still panting. Should I accompany you? Smiled without glancing at him while preparing to start the bike. Want a ride? I might act stupid, but not stupid enough to miss this chance. Hopped on the bike and sat on the back seat, grasping her petite waist. On the way. Thank you. Rested his head on her shoulder. No need. Why did you do all of this? Closed his eyes, feeling the cool breeze hitting his face gently. For my potential father-in-law. Completely serious and unbothered. What? Snapped up his head and looked at her side profile in shock. Soon he smiled as he realized what she was up to. He started giving quick pecks all over her cheek and closed shoulder, making her feel thicker. To tease him, she pretended to lose control of the bike, making it wave on the road a little, causing him to hold her waist more tightly as he knew her tactics. You will always be my best officer. Vine smiled widely and let out a relaxed breath as she felt her nerves settle in his embrace. And I kinda love you too. Good Lord, have mercy. Whispered and nestled his face more in her neck while inhaling her intoxicating scent and closing his eyes, experiencing bliss. She drove the motorbike slowly down the lonely road beneath the dark sky, full of brilliant stars, while he continued to speak loving words to her. During that serene moment, they felt completely free, leaving behind all the worries and just enjoying the simple pleasure of being together under the starry sky.